Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning. How is everyone doing this fine Monday morning, August 15th? Halfway through August already. I feel like taking the rest of the month off. That's how I feel today. How is everybody doing? Hey, Ramsafal. Good morning, Davey. Good morning, Options 22. Good morning, Rich. The VIX is up 8%. The market is barely down. Well, you had the ugly, ugly New York Empire State Manufacturing Index. That came in. Woo! You want to talk about contraction? Minus 31.3, and it was new orders plummeted. Hey, it's good to see a lot of people still showing up. I know there's some people still on vacation. There's some people taking vacation. We won't see Waka Waka. Who's going to take over the bearish mantra without Waka Waka here? Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Eric. So, again, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Pat Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino, who will be here tomorrow afternoon. If you are new here, please do consider subscribing, ringing that bell, and hitting the like button. Longer term viewers, please come back and leave some comments and like the videos. All right. Also, I put it up last night. It came out a little early. The latest edition of Futures Edge with Jim Iorio dropped last night. So if you're looking for something to watch, especially after or listen to, I mean, it's on Spotify, but you know what? You can tune in if you want to see the video. You always got to watch the video. It's on the YouTube channel. So if you're bored this morning after the market open or when things quiet down, make sure you at least put that on in the background. All right, look at all this. It feels like a salesman up here. Good morning, Connor. Let's get straight to it again. There's nothing else coming out today. Very boring day, very boring day. Oh, wait, I got to pause everything. Anissa's here. Good morning, Anissa. Hope everything is great overseas. All right, nothing else. I mean, we got the 3 and 6 month bill auctions, very minor. We got the housing market, very minor. I mean, we still have China, bad numbers out of China, massive slowdown in China. That's why oil after hitting the first target, the first stop reduction target on that little double, turned around abruptly, got slaughtered overnight with these China numbers. Pretty big slowdown in China, so that's going to hit crude. That's going to hit the energy markets because of the amount of energy China does utilize. You are welcome, Anissa. Again, I appreciate everybody being here. Empire State, negative 31.3. Yes, that is correct. No, forecast was 5. I thought that was previous was 11.1. You are right, Davey. Good morning, Lions. Thank you for joining us. Z headed to Saudi. Yep. Yes. All-time highs by Hanukkah. Let's go. When is Hanukkah this year? I don't know the exact dates of that. Is it because it changes every year? The holidays that change every year, like Easter changes every year, Hanukkah changes every year. Those are the ones I never know. I'm only good with the ones that are on the same date. I'm only good with those days. Heat map this morning, you see pretty Tesla up slightly. Your oil, again, as I've said, even with we did the sector overview yesterday, even though the ETF is still in bullish mode, make sure you are trailing stops on it because we do have that long-term double top in crude. Remember that. Don't just be complicit in the energy markets. 50 basis point moving up again today with that NY Fed data, but you see here still about 60-40 favoring the 50 basis point, not until September 21st. We're pulling back a bit, but we're, even on a pullback, we could just get to neutral gamma. Today, not much in earnings unless you're a Weber fan. Afternoon, Tomorrow starts getting early, as I said yesterday in the Sunday overview. We got Home Depot and Walmart, and then Wednesday morning we got Target and Lowe's. Wednesday afternoon we got Cisco. So that's going to be interesting, especially tomorrow morning with the Walmart doing the guidance last month, recovering that whole down move from the guidance. Really going to pay attention to those. And earnings season is winding down, but that's going to be the biggies this week, especially some of this retail. Retail starting tomorrow. All right. I'm not Jewish, but you're correct. I well, I listen to Easter and Hanukkah, so I pay attention to all holidays that have an impact on the market. So that's why, and I'm notoriously bad with that. Even on the Monday holidays, I might not remember it till you get to Thursday or Friday, and it's like, oh yeah, we got markets shortened hours on Monday or closed. I'm horrible with that stuff. I just pretty much in work mode 7 days a week. Strategy Freeman, which is a bad thing. FOMC meetings feel like some sort of macabre holidays for the market folk. I don't know if I call them holidays. I mean, those are the active days. It's literally the day before. It's like if you want to take a day off, or the 2 days before, it's like take off the Monday before that Wednesday. All right, let's get to the market analysis. Slight little pullback inside day compared to Friday with that massive rally. We are coming out slightly overbought conditions. I talked about with the long-term signals flipping bullish. Generally, with this multi-week run, we do get a pullback also. So don't be surprised. Cycles at the top, weekly nearly at overbought. Am I watching for a massive pullback? No, we don't have a massive topping pattern. And we have the daily rotation zone providing a lot of support, and we have key stopping points. So any shorting will have to be very nimble. And really, at this point, this is nearly an orderly flag pullback pattern right in front of key support. So I'm still watching this 42.44 to about 42.50 support area. We break below that, I'm going back to about 42.24 into the trading today. And then my major next support is coming back down to about this 42.08. So see, we have lots of stopping points, lots of key things to lean against. I'm more focused to see if we can get that rotation still up going into the open. But even if you start getting above 42.62, I'm going to be paying attention to the top end of this little pullback channel line and this breakdown zone from overnight. I'm going to put it up here, this little minor, because I can't get overly bearish till we start getting some momentum above there. And remember, we could rotate back up and form a more significant topping pattern. I think it's more of a transition to pullback week this week. So we'd really have to show something for the bullish side before I start getting overly aggressive. There's still a lot of money that's going to flow into these markets. Thank you, Davey. So Hanukkah and Christmas overlap. Well, there we go. So that's going to be some interesting slowdown trading. December 18th through 26th. Christmas the 25th. There we go. Pay attention, though, if we do start breaking down about this 42.44 to the bottom of that rotation zone in that 42.24 area on the 4-hour. That's going to be my major target intraday before that 42.08. NASDAQ pulling back, was keying off this 13,493 to 13,500 overnight. Pretty orderly pullback to that. No, this is not a double bottom, not reversing enough move. What does that mean, though? That just means we have a little key area, though. You start breaking above about 13,550, going to watch for a retest of the highs. We break below 13,493 area. Minor, we're into a clear path move. Minor, I'm going to keep an eye on this about 13,450, but then pay attention on a minor level. I'm putting up some more minor levels. Why? Because we could end up with, if we pull back into some choppier trading. This is the breakdown area from the clear path move right here, and the end of it's here. And you have prior support becoming resistance also at that breakdown area. 13,384 to roughly 14K would be the next major target on a breakdown move. Remember, daily still with a divergence coming out of overbought. Divergence, so we had a higher high, lower high RSI, and daily cycles getting to that toppy area, but weekly cycles definitely pinned at the top and against this longer term trend line and right at the 50-week. So I'm also watching for this pause to pull back. So yes, this is still just no, it's I'll have to check that again. That's is I think off the table right now. Again, you're 13,393 to 1400. If we did drop below there, the next area is this breakout zone with the rising daily rotation zone coming in about 13,330. Dow, let's just peek in at that real quick. Again, we've pretty much got this orderly pullback and everything, so you can draw the channel lines in here. It was holding up this 33,542, now dipping below that. If we continue down with the Dow, we got a lot of stopping points right here. I'm just going to bump this level down at this point since we already broken it. 13,475 below that. See, this is why I can't get aggressively bearish unless we get major momentum to the downside. Because then you got 33.4, 33.3, and major 33.250. So those you got to be nimble on the short side. A break above, just watch for the channel break. That's what I'm watching for. Before, and it would be this little resistance. Watch this resistance ledge if it gets to that channel, because that gets in the short-term bullish. Russell also with the pullback, but my key levels is 1994. We don't really need to talk about that again. Channel, same analysis. Everybody can do that for the longer term who knows how to do it. The DAX is sort of interesting. DAX, this is it looks like a valid head and shoulders, but you have this big kink in it. So I'm just going to see where the targets take us. The targets take us, because those could be useful on a breakdown zone. And that works. That does work. So if the DAX continues lower, and these are very short-term targets, 13,717, 13,685, 13,653. So it does favor a downside move at this point. You can do your harmonics for the retracement here. And again, even if you don't follow the DAX, follow along with some of this analysis. It has not hit the stop reduction. So your still target, your stop level is about 13,838. If it hits a stop reduction, drag this harmonic down, and that's going to lower the stop level. But that's the key level to still watch for should it to invalidate the pattern. Otherwise, it's still favoring lower prices in the DAX. Notes, getting a decent rotation back up. Can't get overly bearish, as I said yesterday, bullish until above about 119.28. Still a corrective pattern. We triggered a long-term buy, and that key 118.29 still holding. But this is in consolidation still, so there's nothing going on from my end until we really break back up above that 119.28. Crude, as I said, the double is now off, although we do have another potential double. Again, just remember, potential double is potential. Doesn't even have to trigger. This could push lower and never even trigger. And longer term still have a bearish bias. If we break down below the fifth lows, 85.15, then major coming in about 83.17 to 84. Those are the two targets down. Remember China numbers, why that's pressing lower. On a move back up, you see, couldn't get above that. Again, this is why we follow the rotation zone. Remember, that other double triggered against the rotation zone, hit stop reduction and the other side and the flat 200, pulled back, and then boom. So the lower probability did hold up, but you still have to play it with because it still is decent probabilities. But now, watching for the lower prices, especially daily cycles rolling over, so we could get a couple more days with down still pinned at the bottom, but we could get a couple more days of downward action before we get another rotation back up. Hello, Lauren. Hey, strategy. The story of Hanukkah is one of the most I feel sort of weird. We're talking about holidays like Hanukkah and everything. It's August. But I will look that up. The Sons of Thunder. Let's see. Crude's not going to 30 anytime soon. Crude, Oh, yes, very long term could go. If we have a major global recession, could go to 30. But we got some key stopping points in there. But next major target is 77.56. But you'll still get some rip your face off rallies in crude. Don't get schnookered by crude. You still will get rip your face off rallies, but we got to play the probabilities, which downside price action. Uh, Gold. Again, geez, this gold is a brutal market to trade. Cannot get traction. Hit the first stop reduction there, keying back to 1778. Dollar index a rotation back up with this pullback. Again, I can't get overly bullish until we get a little more overly longer term bullish. We did get that aggressive buy on Friday with a little follow through. So from that aggressive buy, it's more aggressively raising the stops to make sure we don't get another rollover play in the dollar index. Trying to put in a little bottoming pattern there. As was mentioned before, who mentioned that? Who came in with the VIX comment? Our VIX watcher, Rich. Up again against the key prior support becoming resistance. So yeah, we've got a little gap up. If we get above this 2130 area with some momentum, I'll really start watching for a more aggressive sell-off. Other than that, I'll be keying off this open price of 2074 because we break below that. I will watch for the gap fill, and if we start filling the gap, I'll watch for those higher prices. Bitcoin. We had this turning into a triple, so those targets all off. The only thing I'm watching with Bitcoin is this potential double bottom should the Nasdaq gain some traction in the open. Remember, I'm longer term bearish, short term pretty much neutral at this point. Let's take a look at Tesla. Then we'll get to the Qs and the spiders. Tesla looks like a pre-market gap up. There's been lots of selling pressure in here. First target hit on that double. Where's that get invalidated now? We're right there. So this pre-market get open will probably invalidate the double. I'm just going to pull it off at this point. Get at least a 15-minute close above the 80s. That level I'd watch for 927.61 as the next target up there. Qs. The Qs. Yeah, you got the gap fill. Again, this is not a double. The only thing here is we're against this 3. You break down, we're 329.22, major support coming in at 324 and then 323. Do you do the gap harmonics on this though? Remember, that's going to come from Friday's close. I don't know where it's going to open, but that's the key area I'll be watching. And then, oops, wrong thing. Oops, cancel. No, I don't want to close the tab. The gap harmonics to wherever this open's going to be. Let's just call it here, and then I'm going to watch for that. The rotation, if we do rally the rotation back down, about 320, right around 330 based off this pre-market, but I'll watch it. If you do get the close above that 330, you play for the gap fill. Other than that, you do have a clear path going down. I would pay attention for support at that if we sell off this 4-hour rotation zone for your major support. This still is. Keep this in mind too. Should we get additional selling pressure, and this isn't just for today, unless we get a major push higher. If we do get additional selling pressure and a close below 324.06, you do have a double and a gap fill to the downside. So that would be my only short-term major bearish play in the Qs. Other than that, that's it. Spiders. By the way, let me get back, and then I got to wrap this up. I'm running behind. By the way, this is a great little area. If we do continue in bull mode today, there's still a fair amount of money to be put to work this week. So to the downside, I'm more choppy. Unless we get major momentum, I'm still choppier to the downside. But your targets, should it recover the gap and go to new highs, this is a great time to use your reverse harmonics. From the low back here on the 11th, back to the high on the 11th. So you're going backwards in time. Stop reduction 331.24, minor target 332.11. That's a perfect example of where to use the reverse harmonics. You for the spiders, again, same gap stuff. Overall, the major support coming in at the 4-hour rotation zone, coming in about 421. You can't really use the reverse harmonics here because if you do, see, we're already through them. And we don't have a great pausing bar. So at this point, I have to do forward harmonics if we get that pausing bar. At least I want a 1 hour. But in the next major target is 431.48. And that 4-hour rotation zone is the major support, minor support, right where we're going to open at this 424.60 area. You drop below that, you can watch the bottom of the 1-hour rotation zone, but I'd really be watching that 4-hour rotation zone. You still have a potential gap fill on a breakdown play. So wait, what's this? Soros moon trip? Soros said I hit the pedal and YOLO. So that's where we sit. Are we going to get the juice from the, are we getting the meme juice? Looks like B. Thanks for putting that in there, Coco. All right, so you got the juice coming in, BBBY. Let me just check a couple of these. Not much with AMC. What are some of the new ones? He announced a position, 20 million. All right, I did not see that. I'll have to catch up on that. So I'm still, again, even with a pullback, we got a lot to go through. I would love to get a pullback before we get some, because reward to risk just sucks right now, even to the long side. But just a reminder for anybody new here, I'm still watching for the S&P, NASDAQ, and Dow to connect with the 200 simple moving average area. So we still have more upside ahead. All right, with that, I'm going to finish my prep for the open. Unless something major happens. If something major happens, I'll come on at lunch. Not expecting it. Otherwise, I'll see everybody after the close. Thanks, everybody new, for tuning in. And the longtime viewers for being here. Have a great trading day. Again, still thin market summer. If you don't have great setups, don't chase. Don't put money, capital at risk that you don't need to. There'll be great opportunities coming up in September again. You are welcome, Lauren. You are welcome, Andrea. Talk to everyone. Hey, you're welcome, Eric. I got to say goodbye to everybody. You're welcome, Connor, Anissa, Ted, Ramsafal. Trade well. Again, that's where we'll leave it with Trade Well Crew. Bye for now.